Hello, we're back at Wauwaka Winery. We're on the road again, not too far from Wauwaka Winery though. I'm standing here with John Ultimus, and you got a busy day going on here today.
We're cooking maple syrup today.
Yeah. Well, I've been wanting to get out here and watch the process. Well, why don't you walk us through, John, what we got going on here?
So as you see behind us here, we have our four-wheeler. We got a tank on behind, and what we do is we take this back to the woods, and we'll take the bags from the tree, and then we'll filter it kind of through an old rag here and get it cleaned up, and then we cart it up here to the sugar shack here, and we pull it up here, and then we actually pump it into the bottom of a bulk tank that we have in there. Once we get that full, we'll run a reverse osmosis, which will separate some of the water from the sugar water, so we don't have to cook so much, and it'll go up into our concentrate tank. And then once it goes from the concentrate tank, it'll gravity feed into the cooker. It'll have a warming station. Then it's on a ball float. Then it'll go down into the flute pan, and where it'll start boiling and separating the sugar water. Then it'll go into the finishing pan. And once we get that boiled down to about and reaches a temperature of about 219 degrees and a 66% sugar content, it's maple syrup.
That's the
stuff. Yeah, right there.
How many trees you got tapped?
So we've got about 180 trees tapped, but about 200 taps total. So we got some of them that are double tapped. So we're doing pretty good. It's kind of a virgin woods for us. According to our grandpa, these trees haven't been tapped. I've never been tapped, so that's pretty good. The sugar content's really high.
Okay, so that makes a big difference.
Big difference.
Well, me and you were talking about in the driveway. Why don't we I'll kind of face the camera too. Why don't we talk about what your plans are? Because I know you got Christmas trees planted and everything.
So what we've done is we got 32 acres we're going to use for Christmas trees, and we basically broke it up into 4 acres a year. So that'll be our rotation. Every 8 years we'll rotate into another 4-acre spot. So we're into our 4th year, and we should be selling trees here in the next couple of years. So we're looking at building the barn this summer, start to get that going, and we'll finish the inside off, and then maybe next year or the year after we'll be ready to sell a few of the trees that are out here. They're doing pretty good, so that's our hope.
Yeah, well, you were also in the future, you were talking about building another barn for a reception hall too.
Once we get everything up and going within the next 8 to 10 years, we were looking at the top of the hill over here that we're going to want to put it in a reception hall. So tie it in with the Christmas theme and the maple syrup and all that. So that's our plans right there.
Yeah, well, it's what you and I take for granted living out here is actually marketable, because people like coming out. They miss the area that isn't near as well, I guess, stripped down and whatever. You know, we still got some woods around here, and we got a lot of country and a lot of Amish.
We're planting right now. We're planting about 4,500 trees a year. So that's our rotation. 4,500 trees. So it's a lot of trees to move. But being part of the Christmas Association for Indiana, our name's getting out there, and people are stopping by, looking, checking things out. And we get some calls here and there now and then, but we're not quite ready, but we're pushing as much as we can.
Oh, good. Well, at least it keeps your boy out of trouble. 'Cause I know a couple of guys that he hangs out around with. They're hooligans. But, well, we'll cut it here, and we're going to go inside, and I want to check out and show people what you got going on inside, because it's interesting.
Sure.
All right, well, we're in your sugar shack now. So this is the reverse osmosis thing you're talking about. Why don't you just kind of explain things to us?
Okay, so what we do is when we come up with a four-wheeler, we use this pump here, and we'll pump the tanks dry, and we'll put it in this lower tank. As you can see right here, we're about halfway full. So we'll do another run of maple syrup sap this afternoon, and hopefully we'll fill this tank. Then tonight, when we're sleeping, I'll hook up the reverse osmosis, and what this does, it'll pump it through a whole house filter, clean out the impurities. It's about a 5 micron. Then it pumps it through each one of these membranes and starts separating the sugar water from the sugar molecules from the regular water, and you get like a purified water that'll go outside into the other tank, as you can see out there.
Okay. I was wondering what that tank was. What do you do with that purified water then?
right now we're gonna let it go. But I got a couple guys up around Elkhart that are big bourbon fans, and they want to try putting that in ice cubes.
That would be cool.
Because there might be just a slight hint of sugar in there, but it's kind of like purified water.
Yeah.
They want to try it, so I got to run that up there next week and let them try that and play around.
That'd be pretty cool.
So what happens when we separate this? So this be about 275 gallons. By the time we separate it, we'll have about 175 gallons of a concentrate that goes from 2% sugar up to about 5% sugar content. So now what that does is allow us to spend less time boiling it down. So we take a lot of the water out of it and save a lot of the work and the energy. So once it's in the tank here, it gravity feeds over to the warming tank, which is set up on a ball float. As we run the water off on the other side and the sap off on the other side, this ball float will kick in and just feeds itself. So you get a continuous cycle through the whole process.
Okay.
Cooking. So this pan here, if you see on the other side, this pan here is called a flute pan. So if you look down in the fire, you can see the flutes going down into the fire, and then the fire goes in between those flutes, and it heats that sap up and starts boiling it a lot quicker and get it through there. So once sugar gets hot, it starts separating even more from the water, it will travel on its own and migrate to the hottest spot of the fire. So it'll migrate through there, through this pipe.
So that heat's drawing it over.
Yeah, the heat's drawing that sugar right in.
Okay, cool. And you use firewood for the heat.
Yep.
So it's all natural. Everything's all natural.
Yep.
It's all Waka goodness out here.
Even the evaporator. I was surprised. Jeremy and I spent a couple months just looking for the evaporator we wanted to buy, and we found one in New York City, and it was like $1,000, $2,000 to ship it here. But we got to looking at it, and well, that was just a website address. It actually was built in Topeka, Indiana.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Sunrise Metal, Topeka, Indiana.
That's awesome. I love the fact that it made it around right back here.
7 miles
awesome.
north of us. So.
Yeah. I'll be darned. That's cool. I didn't know that.
So those guys are a bunch of good guys up there. They help out a lot. Yeah.
Good. So then, when it's all done and everything, how do you bottle?
So what we do now, we've got this going in here. Right now we're running at a temperature about 213 degrees, which is above boiling. So that tells me there's sugar in there, and it's cooking out. Once it gets to 219 and we test it, we'll test it with the refractometer and Murphy's cup. Get it up to about 66% sugar. We'll actually gravity feed it. Once we get to that point, gravity feed it through the filter bags into the pail here.
Okay.
Then let that run, and we'll actually transfer that over to the dairy pail here. And we'll let that set for a couple days. Will we get enough build up? So once we get enough build up, we'll take that and we'll put it in this pail here, and we'll heat it up to about 195 degrees, 200 degrees, and then we'll hook the filter press, which you see down here, and we'll actually filter that through, kind of like wine.
Yeah,
press it out, get the impurities out of it, and then we just bottle it right there.
Cool. So are you able to sell it now?
Yeah, we're selling it now. Actually, we've got a waiting list.
Oh, do you? That's awesome.
We've got a waiting list for it. And we sold we started cooking back January 18th, the early part of the year, which is actually pretty early. But we made 7 gallons, 8 gallons, and we had a waiting list and sold it all.
Mikey Selby is not on the waiting list.
Oh, Selby is not on the waiting list. I don't know what he's done to Jeremy here, but
his dad got some syrup.
He has to. But so yeah, I'm.
You want to look inside the pail here? This is the good stuff here.
Oh yeah.
That's pure maple syrup right there.
You got a good shot of that, camera guy?
We're getting there. Right. That's good.
There's the good stuff there.
That's the good stuff there. So in a week, that'll all be in mason jars.
Nice.
That'll be mason.
Well, I know as growing up, we didn't get store bought. And we always got the real maple syrup, and once we left the farm And we got store bought. No one would eat it. As you get used to store bought, or you get used to the actual. Well, this is healthier for you than.
It is.
Because you got all sorts of. Well, you just said corn syrup and all that, the additives, and
all the minerals from the soil. I mean, minerals your body needs. It's all here.
Well, I think people are starting to wise up to that, and I think I'm thinking we're getting back to where we're supposed to be, because this processed food it's killing us flat out.
Right.
Now, and I'm always real health conscious. That's always number one on my list. But pretty impressive so far, and I can't wait to see this place grow, along with other local businesses. We're about local, every one of us, and
kind of nice. We can be within 10 miles. We can have everything. We got the winery. We've got the Beauty and the Bowl, the restaurants around.
Yeah,
so there's a lot in this area.
Yeah, we got the brewery going. The brewery
going. Yeah.
And I think people are starting to wake up to it and start. Well, that's the way for our country to survive. We got to start working with each other, and everybody wins.
Exactly right.
And if we start selling out, there's a couple places I won't mention, but I know they sold out to foreigners, and it's not a bigot thing. I just hate seeing a piece of our country being sold to someone that's not even from this country.
That's kind of the one thing Shelley and I came up with. This farm's been in the family 137 years, so we want to kind of keep that going. We will play our part and our role in doing this, and we want to share the farm with everybody else. So that's kind of why we came up with the Christmas trees and the maple syrup. People are starting to come out and just wander around, check it out, and in a few years it'll really get going. So.
Yeah, and I think it makes for a stronger community.
Oh yes,
absolutely. So, I'm gonna head back to the Walker Winery here before too long, because I know I got some cleaning to do, because the cameraman and his buddy stopped out last night, and it's a little messy right now. He's pretty quiet right now.
I ain't getting much work out of him either.
Yeah, but well, you guys were out at the winery. How'd that work out with your wife? She liked that?
Oh, she loved it. And I tell you what, that last bottle we got, that was the best. I think that was the best.
Was that the vineyard?
Vineyard, yeah.
Yeah, that is.
Stop out and get another bottle.
I was really happy with that. I almost brought you a bottle today, but then I got to rush.
I'll have to get it tonight.
All right. So, well, hey, if you're looking for maple syrup and Christmas trees, come on out. You want to tell people, where it's located, the address or whatever, how to find their way?
We're at 10090 North, 250 West, the old Harry Lewis farm. We're Riverside Pines is the name of the farm now. We're an LLC, so we're growing. It's coming, and just watch us grow.
Good.
Questions that come ask.
Yeah, and when you come here, you're coming from what direction is that? The west? Northwest? Yeah. Well, I know when I was 6 years old, that curve just down there, that 90-degree curve, that's where I scared the Amish girl, because I drove her home for our house in a Nova. That's the first time I ever drove, and I did the Fast and Furious drift right through that curve, and then shot through the curve, and there was fingerprints on the dashboard from that poor Amish girl. When folks found out, I learned that the hard way that was the wrong thing to do. But every time I go through that curve, I think about the time I scared that Amish girl. So, well, take it easy on that curve on the way out here, because it's a little tricky. So, we'll see you next time on Walker Winery. Thanks a lot, John. I appreciate it.
Thank you.